What's going on, everybody? Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there, whether you have human kids, fur babies, or any dads out there doing double duty. Hope everybody is enjoying their day today. Today's video is kind of like a review for my bike. A few people have asked me to kind of go over pros and cons of my Sport Glide, so that's what we're going to do today. I have had the motorcycle. This will be the third riding season. I bought it brand new in 2021, and I've got about 11,000 miles on the bike so far. So I'm just gonna kind of go over pros and cons that I have found with this bike. Obviously, they are all my personal preference and my opinion of the bike. Everybody has different opinions, but just to kind of give you some insight into the bike itself. We'll go over cons first, just because I feel like there's less cons personally for me with this bike than there are pros. But let's go ahead and turn you around and take a look at what we got. So for the cons, I'm gonna kind of lump 1 and 2 together because they have to do with the handlebars and the risers. So as you can see right now, these are not the original risers. I actually put 4-inch risers on there just last week, but the standard risers on the 2021 and any other year Sport Glide, they're only inch risers, so they're really low, and the bars are pretty wide. So for somebody short like myself and doesn't have super long arm length, it does put you a bit forward and downward. So I would get a lot of pressure in between my shoulder blades and on my wrists. So I did go ahead and install these 4-inch risers, and just after riding a couple of days with them, I can already tell a huge difference. The bars are still obviously a little wide because I didn't change those, but this is kind of a temporary fix. Probably for this season, I'll use these and see how they do, but eventually I do want to get 10-inch bars on the bike. I think it'll, 1, look a lot better, and 2, just generally do a lot better with longer trips. So technically the third con, I would say, with the bike is this sad excuse for a windshield. The Sport Glide is nice because this fairing is detachable. There are 2 little clips right on the back here. You just unclip those and it pops right off. That's the nice part. And obviously it looks really good on the bike. But this lip barely does anything. As far as wind protection, it does help with like the bottom part of my torso, but I do feel a lot of wind on the top of my chest and definitely blowing in my face. So I think the next thing I'm gonna get for this bike is going to be a taller windshield. I've looked at a couple, and I think I may end up going with a Clockworks. I like how it does kind of have a little bit of a curve to it. It's tall, but it's not gonna be too tall. And honestly, those are only the few things that I would consider cons on this bike. Other people do say that not having dual disc brakes on the front of the bike is a con. I've never had a problem stopping this bike. So to me personally, I really don't think it is a con. The other thing that a lot of people have complained about with this bike is it does come with the 107. Again, personally, I have not had any issues with the 107 on this bike. It has plenty of power, plenty of torque to get the bike up and moving and get me out of the way if I need to be out of the way of something. So I really don't find either one of those cons, but those are the biggest things that I heard other people when I was reviewing about the bike or learning about the bike that they didn't like. So we'll go ahead and go on to the pros of the bike. First thing is the Sport Glides come standard with cruise control. It is extremely easy to use. You just press this. Once you get up to speed, you just press and hold it up, or down rather, to set it. You can press and hold up to resume your speed, and you press it off to turn it off. Very, very easy to use, super convenient. It's right there next to your turn signal, so you don't have to go looking for it or anything. For longer rides, cruise control is a game changer. It's really nice because you can just rest your throttle hand. You can kind of move around a little bit, repositions your hands if you need to. So that was definitely one of the huge pros of this bike. Another pro of the bike are the bags. So with these bags, you will kind of see, it's kind of hard to see, but the bag on this side is a little bit bigger because there's no muffler there. So the muffler on the right-hand side is a little bit shorter, just because it does have to compensate for the muffler. But these bags are fantastic. They are hard. I think in 2020 is the year that they started paint matching the bags to the bike, which I really love it. I was not a fan of the black bags unless it was a black bike. These are super easy. It's just a latch to open it. And then of course here we have the knobs to take the bags off. They are hard bags, so I just feel like they're a little bit more durable. And also the other thing that these bags are really great for, rain. I've been in several rainstorms for hundreds of miles and for hours on end, and I would go into my bags, everything is completely dry. So they are definitely watertight, so you don't have to worry about anything inside your bags getting damaged or wet. Another pro is the adjustable suspension. It is right on the outside of the bike, and it's just this little dial right here. So you don't have to worry about messing around with the bike. It's very easily accessible, and you can change it depending on how much weight you have on the bike, if you have a passenger, if you have extra gear that you're traveling with. So that's a nice pro to the bike. The other pro about the bike is the size. So as I have stated previously, I am 5 feet 2 inches, and I have a 30-inch inseam. So because this is a bike that is on the soft tail line, it is a lower bike, which has a lower center of gravity. So the bike is very easy to maneuver and move around. I can flat foot this bike, which is nice. I just feel a lot more in control when I'm able to flat foot a bike, and getting on this, throwing a leg over, I knew it was the perfect fit for me because I could do just that. I do have a reach seat on the bike, so it does lower me just a little bit. I think about a half an inch or so, but it does make a huge difference. Another pro, the price. So with this bike, they don't actually make these new anymore. The last year that they produced them was 2021, which was the year of this bike. Because it's a cross between a cruising bike and a touring bike, the price was really nice. With everything standard on it, I think it was about $19,500 because it was technically a special color, the Gauntlet Gray. The base price, I think, of the blacks was like $18,700 or somewhere around there. So it has a lot of features of a touring motorcycle, but you're not in the mid to high 20s when purchasing the bike. Obviously, at this point, you would have to find a used one, which is going to be cheaper anyway, but still, at the time, the price was pretty good. So that's pretty much all I have about the pros and the cons of the bike. Again, I have about 11,000 miles on the motorcycle. This will be my third season with the bike. Overall, personally, I think this is a fantastic bike. This was my upgrade from a 2011 Sportster Nightster, and I think it was a great step up. For me, the bike is very comfortable. It's very easy to maneuver. It has a lot of features that you're going to want if you are going to be going on longer distance rides. It's very common for me to go out and ride anywhere from 200 to 600 miles in a day. And this bike is extremely comfortable for that. It's very capable of doing long distance and not really having the price tag of, say, a Sport Glide or a Road Glide. someday in the future, I may upgrade to a road glide. But for now, this bike is great for everything that I need. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for checking out the video. And if you've stayed this long, please make sure to like the video. If you have any questions about the bike, things that I like, things that I don't, maybe some things that I didn't go over in the video, go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, please consider subscribing. It's free. And if you do subscribe, you can hit the bell icon to get notifications when any of my videos go live. So thanks again for stopping by and hanging out. And until my next one, take care and keep the shiny side up.